Here now to discuss the newsroom. What's going on, Eric?
Good on, Brian. Good to be here.
Not too much. So, are you all up to date? Have you watched all 3 episodes so far?
I am. I couldn't tell you exactly what happened in which one. I've definitely watched all 3.
Okay.
And it's been awesome, obviously.
So, I don't know about Jack. I have enjoyed this season more than season 1 overall, I would say.
So why do you think that is?
I think they expanded Olivia Munn's character.
well, let's get into her later.
We'll get into her later.
I just wanted to broadly ask you what you think it is about the show that you enjoy.
Right. So, well, first of all, let's go into why you like season 2 better.
Okay.
I'll tell you why I like it.
Fine.
Do you think it's because of sweet new characters?
Who are the new characters besides the people on the campaign trail? Oh, there's the guy, the new Jim.
Yeah, Dantana, literally one of the worst characters in television history.
Okay, so it's not him.
No, it's not him.
Olivia Munn is expanded for sure.
Is it the new theme song?
No, I think the new theme song actually is shittier than the old theme song.
Right, I would agree with that too.
Okay. I think Don. I love the Don breakup. He was just such a boss in that movement.
Okay, that's true, but I thought Don was a boss in the first season.
Yeah, but I think I enjoy it. Maggie's been diminished.
Wait, Jerrard, what are you getting at?
Well, my point is, I think you guys, if you went back and you watched the first season, you realize it's pretty much the same as this one.
I thought that's what you were getting at.
But you're enjoying this one better because you're not drinking the haterade right off the bat and giving it a fair shot.
Okay, I mean, maybe the storyline's improved a little bit. Like, they do have an ongoing story throughout all the episodes now. It's not just episode to episode.
All right, so Jack, question for you.
Okay, go for it.
What are the 2 best shows on television right now? They don't have to be airing right now, but kind of in circulation right now. 2 best shows.
Well, they've got that 24 half season coming back. So that's got to make the list. How many did you ask for? 2?
2.
Just 2. It's an obvious answer.
Mine is very easy, but...
Breaking Bad is the best show that was ever invented, ever. He sells crack cocaine to people.
Sorry to go on a tangent, but have you guys ever noticed if you're out on a date or out with people you don't know that well and the conversation's kind of dying down, the go-to is always, so what shows you watching nowadays? Am I the only one who's noticed this?
I just think you're the only one who has that bad conversation. That your go-to is, hey, what are you watching? There's a lot of good shows on television. They got Netflix now.
I think the obvious answer is Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones. What do you think?
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Gerard, what do you think?
Okay, well, I think most people... Okay, Game of Thrones might be 3. Most people would say Breaking Bad and Mad Men, right?
Okay, yeah.
Fair?
Yeah,
So,
I actually haven't ever watched Mad Men. I want to do it at some point.
Okay, right. So Mad Men is good. Nothing happens in Mad Men.
Okay.
For 6 seasons, right? Mad Men's good because there are likable characters. Now, I know feminists will say, no, Don's not a likable character, but he's extremely handsome, suave, and gets into all sorts of issues.
And he's in Simmons' fantasy
and
football league.
And he appears on the Simmons podcast the other day.
That's right. Roger Sterling, likable. Joan, obviously likable. Peggy, likable. You root for these characters, right?
Okay. And
so then you've seen Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Okay, Breaking Bad doesn't have any likable characters. So why is Breaking Bad good?
I disagree with that.
Okay, who's the likable character in Breaking Bad?
I think Pinkman is kind of likable. You feel bad for him.
Nah.
Eisenberg sells the meth. It's so amazing. I love Breaking Bad.
I mean, the wife is obviously not likable.
She's the worst.
Yeah.
But she's like a Joffrey, isn't she? She's like, you love to hate her, right? Or not so much?
I mean, I do.
Is Walter not likable at all?
just doesn't do it for me. But I still like the show because there's a lot of action and stuff happens.
True.
There's an interesting plot. Right?
Okay. That show doesn't depend upon likable characters, is your point.
Right.
Yeah.
So my point is, I like Newsroom because it has a little bit of both.
Okay. Well, Jerrard, I have a question for you, something I've thought about with myself, and I'm not sure. Would the show still be enjoyable without Sloane?
Yes.
That's Olivia Munn for any non-watchers out there. Why do you say yes so quickly? She's definitely by far the best character, no?
Jack also... Wait, Jerrard, sorry, before you answer. Jack pointed something out the other day when we were talking. She's, like, surprisingly a pretty good actress. It's not...
Gerard,
it's beyond
she can act.
It's beyond her looks. Her character is awesome.
Like, I'm sure there are better actresses out there that got passed up for this role, but, like, she can act.
Sure, I mean, you know her backstory? She was like a host on G4 Network for years.
Really?
But she cut her teeth in the major leagues, so we know she's legit.
She was on some, like, random show on NBC a few years ago. Did you ever see it?
No.
It was actually, like, sort of funny. I actually enjoyed it. It was a sitcom. Not sitcom. It's like a group of, like, young adult friends, and, yeah, it was actually pretty funny.
So it was like Friends.
Yeah, it was like Friends, but, like, snarkier humor.
Sounds great.
So it was like Sex and the City.
No, it was not like Sex and the City. Friends would be a closer comparison, but not quite. Eric, I have another question for you. Why do you think Sorkin...
I didn't really answer that one.
Why do you think Sorkin... Yeah, you answered it. You said you would still watch without Sloane.
Yeah, because Don is on there. I love Don.
That's a great point.
Why do you think Sorkin thinks this style of writing, which I didn't watch The West Wing, but Jack and Lance told me, where you have like male and female characters who constantly flirt and never hook up?
Whoa.
Why is that like a good way of writing? It drives me crazy. It's not like real life.
I mean, it's... Jack, did you want to get in there? You have something to say.
Well, I thought that what Brian was talking about is the way on the Newsroom that, like, all the characters... And Brian has pointed this out to me, but the second he said it, I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. All the characters kind of have the same, like, style of speech. It's, like, a very, like, quick staccato, like, very, very, very fast. Like,
everyone is incredibly witty. Everyone is so sharp, and they all speak in the same manner.
It's like...
And, like, whatever. It works when it's, like, Don and Will and... Mackenzie, but when like the fucking Lisa ex-dumbass, who they proved on the show, oh, she's too dumb to date Jim, like talks in that manner, it doesn't add up.
See, I don't have a problem with that. the ultimate show like that, and I'm going to date myself a little bit, is Gilmore Girls. You watch that, each conversation immediately... So somebody finishes saying a word, and then the next person goes and says their line within 2 milliseconds. And so that was annoying.
Did Molly make you watch Gilmore Girls?
Smart, it's not a problem.
Wait, Jack had a question for you.
Did Molly make you watch Gilmore Girls?
No, I made Molly watch Gilmore Girls.
Classic.
Jerrard, I have a question for you, and I have to give... tip of the hat to Dan Sanchez. He actually pointed this out first. But Sloane versus any girl on Game of Thrones, in terms of hotness, who do you think?
All right, can I... So, Brian, I've already voiced my displeasure to you. I'm a big fan of the show.
And me, right?
Sorry?
You were upset with me too, right?
Jack felt neglected.
Well, Jack, I'm going to voice my displeasure to you now. The fact that you all were talking, I don't know if you actually took Arya or just discussing drafting Arya.
that was me. Was that a little pedophilia?
Listen, you know, that's obviously a problem. But the bigger problem is that Melisandre, the Red Priestess, went undrafted, which is preposterous.
Agreed.
Wait, that was Jack's fault though, because he had like one pick. Robb Stark's wife.
You had the last pick.
Yeah, Arya. I picked Sansa instead of Melisandre, which was.
There's no way you can justify that. You picked a 15-year-old redheaded girl over,
Melisandre. It was sexy.
Yeah.
My bad.
Right. I mean.
Wait. So where does Sloane rank though?
I mean, Sloane's up there. The problem with Sloane is that she's got the brains, right? Her character's got this
drones
background.
Drones.
She doesn't really flaunt them that much.
Wait, what did you say?
She doesn't flaunt those brains that much. I wish she would just like last episode, she showed a lot of spunk. She threatened, I don't know, she doesn't break the hand of a producer or whatever. Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course. The guy with like the Ron Jeremy type looking guy.
Yeah, I thought I thought she was hot in that scene.
No.
No. Jerrard's point is that she's like brilliant, and they just like play her off as this like flirtatious, like they don't flaunt her intelligence enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
I dig it.
She seems powerless, even though she has a PhD and has worked at Goldman and is super, super smart. Don is the wimpiest tough guy in television history. I love him to death. But that's what he is. He's a wimpy tough guy, and he's dominating their scenes. She should be dominating him.
Jerrard, I have another theory about the show that I've talked to Sanchez a bunch, but I actually don't think I've ever talked to you about it. It really bothers me that they try and pretend that Sloane is, like, totally clueless with guys. All right, I believe that she would be a little bit socially awkward, and if you're that smart, maybe you didn't develop social skills. That's possible. But anyone who's that beautiful would have been hit on by guys her entire life. She knows how to respond and knows what the deal is. What are your thoughts?
I think that's totally fair. I have two theories for you.
Okay.
Number one is classic late bloomer. We can accept that, although she does appear to be a naturally beautiful woman. We don't know. It's a little implausible that someone goes from 0 to 10 in their early 30s.
Theory 2!
So wait. In that theory, we're alleging that in college she was starting to become pretty, but fully blossom maybe post-college?
Or even a little bit later than that. She had a PhD. Okay, theory number 2 is that she was being hit on constantly, and that kind of motivates her to really study and work hard, and she consciously shuts herself off from guys, and now she's trying to re-enter the world because she has this attraction with Don, and she doesn't know how to do it because she's made this decision. I'm going to freeze myself off because it's distracting from my studies, my academics, and my career, and she's kind of lost it. She had it at one point, she was being approached, and she's lost it. I'm not saying either of those makes perfect sense.
No, the second one makes more sense, though. Like, because the first one just isn't plausible. Like, how do you go from 0 to 60, like, all of a sudden? Like, that doesn't make sense. But if she, like, all right, wait, even making a bigger hypothetical, she had a serious boyfriend for a while, they broke up, and, like Scheer, if Scheer got dumped tomorrow, he doesn't know how to find another girl. He would be socially awkward hitting on girls.
I love you, Matt.
Like,
he's listening.
Yeah. No, I love you too, Matt. We already.
Sure, I love you, man.
But I could see that being a problem for him. So the second theory is plausible, I think. The first.
And Brian, you're totally right. It's just, I think the majority opinion would be this is crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to explain it in a way that makes some sense. I do think it's not the kind of thing that just makes no logical sense whatsoever. It could happen, however unlikely.
What do you think about their coverage of Occupy Wall Street and like making jokes, but clearly Sorkin's trying to prove a point that it was.
Yeah, you know the scene? I think it was the second episode when the Slumdog Millionaire guy is talking to.
Wait, was he actually in the movie?
I think that's his deal. I think he's the star of that movie.
Really? Did you notice that, Jack?
IMDb right now.
Okay.
Now is the guy's name. It's him. He's the lead in Slumdog Millionaire.
I guess I haven't seen that movie in years.
With the girl was literally one of the smartest people I've ever heard speak. Like she was spitting out. She was amazingly well versed in financial literacy.
Yeah.
And she's by far the most intelligent voice of Occupy Wall Street I've ever heard. Now, of course, she's a fictional character.
Right.
And so I think, obviously, Sorkin's politics being what they are, he thinks that these Occupy people are all like this. They just got confused. I don't think any of the Occupy people were necessarily like that.
I liked Mackenzie's joke.
I kind of like the approach. He's saying like there's a real issue, but I just don't think there are any people participating who are that articulate. Because she was amazing. She knew everything.
Yeah.
She articulated it perfectly.
Right.
I actually thought that Sorkin was more fair than I thought he was going to be on this issue. He had the Indian guy saying to the Wall Street people for God's sake, you got to pick an issue. You can't just be about a million things. No one's going to be able to know what you're talking about. And Mackenzie was I can't believe it. They're actually doing it. They're making the Tea Party look good. So I actually thought Sorkin was being a little fair with them, while at the same time definitely glorifying their movement and making it seem more impressive than it had really been.
Eric, what do you think the low point of this season's been so far? A high point, low point. Give me a high point, low point.
It's been
Low
3
point
episodes.
is anytime Dan Tana's on screen. when he was saying I think you're gonna like Cyrus West. Where is Cyrus West? I just thought that was really cheesy for some reason. Why did you say his full name 4 times?
Yeah.
High point. The scene with Don and Sloan and the Ron Jeremy producer, and Don's falling out of his chair, still being hilarious. And Sloan is threatening to kill the producer. That was great.
Agreed.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other highlights of the season we haven't touched on?
Oh, wait. We need to talk about Maggie's hair. We need to make some predictions.
Oh, of why it gets like that?
Right. Because you know my predictive powers. I called Steve Nash the Lakers.
You've called a lot of things. That's not giving yourself credit.
Right, called Memphis in 5 over OKC this year.
I mean, that wasn't hard.
Memphis in 5, though.
You said San Antonio in 6, right?
No, it said San Antonio in 7.
7. All right. Well, that was a very good guess. Just didn't work
Would have
out.
been a great call if it came true.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I want to hear Jack's theory. Jack, why? I mean, I always thought Maggie was crazy, but now Sorkin thinks she's crazy too. Why?
Wait, by the way, they just showed Jack Nicholson at the Yankee game. He's wearing a Yankees cap.
Well,
Wow.
Jack.
He's an LA guy. It's weird. All right, sorry. What's your prediction?
I don't know. I'm just assuming she went crazy in Africa. I'm I don't know.
Yeah, how? That's what we're guessing. That's why it's fun.
Wait. I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Sure.
She doesn't go to Africa. Jim comes back and is dating that chick from the Romney bus, and she fucking loses it.
Are you still standing by your prediction that the Yankees will win the division?
No, I've given that one up. That was a bad prediction.
Probably the worst prediction ever.
Jack, what do we think? Why is Maggie crazy?
Damn, Ryan's was good. I wish I could steal that. All right, let's say she falls in love with some African drug lord, but he already has a wife, and he will never marry her, and that makes her upset. That's what I'm gonna go with.
You think that's more plausible than she gets kidnapped by pirates?
Yes, Jim, I do.
Well, I'm not an expert on the situation in Africa right now, but are there drug lords in Africa? I thought they dealt arms and diamonds and stuff.
Yeah, no, I believe you're correct. I don't think
Yogi Berra for sure.
All right, Jack. The listeners don't care about the Aflac trivia question in the Yankees game.
It's the New York Yogi Berra. I got it.
All right, Jack's drunk.
I was right. I was right.
Wait, Jerrard, what were we talking about? Oh, Maggie. Drug lords. Yeah, there aren't any drugs in Africa. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I'm sure there are, but I think the big wigs are the arms dealers and the diamond dealers.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure.
And the pirates.
Right.
What country is it again? Do you recall?
Uganda.
Uganda? I don't know what they're...
Jerrard, is it Uganda?
That sounds right.
I don't know, Jack.
It sounds right, but I don't really know what their rep is in particular.
I feel like it's not a good one.
All right, Eric. Well, we've reached like the 49-minute mark of this podcast, so I think we have to end this newsroom conversation here.
Right. Well, we gotta check in later in the season.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do a season. We'll do a season recap with you.
Well, listen, I haven't made my prediction. There hasn't been as much cheese this year as normal, like the allotted episodes. Unbelievably cheesy for first season. And I think nothing happens to Maggie. I just think she's so affected by the human rights atrocities that she sees that she just like goes totally crazy.
Maybe she gets Lara Logan.
And she becomes like, oh man, that's a rough one.
Too rough? Too soon?
And this is Sorkin's way of like shining lights on that, and that there's involved a lot of Coldplay and a lot of. You know, it's a real issue. I just think that's how he's going to go about it.
Yeah, I see that. All right, well, Eric, we got to thank you for coming on, and we'll definitely have you on for a season recap.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, later, bud.